Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Game Week 30 preview show. I'm Chris, and with me is, as always, Kieran. Hello, you ready to talk fantasy?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Cool, yeah, I'm good today. And we got a lot to chat about, haven't we?
Yes, we do, yeah.
It's a jam-packed show. So this week we're going to look back on our Game Week 29 scores. We're going to creep a peep at the FPL Cougars League to see how you all got on. We're also going to be looking ahead to Game Week 30 with our back-to-normal fixture-by-fixture preview. Then we're going to end on a bit of captain analysis. And we're also going to talk a little bit about how Kieran and I are sort of handling the blanks and doubles to come in 31 to 35, I think almost. It's going to be all sorts of fun and larks, isn't there? So, yeah, lots to chit-chat about tonight. So let's start off by having a look at your points geek. How did you get on last game week?
I mean, it was pretty bad, 32 points. 8 points below the average, which was 40. But I don't know, it felt like everyone in the Twitter sphere had a really bad game week. So I don't know. I don't know if it was that bad of a week to have a bad one. But yeah, I think it was a 20k drop from 65k to 85k. So, you know, a lot of my hard work getting back up to 60k undone in 1 week again. So hopefully in 30 it can be a decent 20k rise again and I can get back and, you know, keep yo-yoing. But yeah, Jimenez and Robertson were the only people who returned for me this week at all.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy. But Robertson on 5 points seems like pretty compared to like Alisson on 8 or Trent with 9 with the 3 bonus. But yeah, happy or lucky I had Jimenez, because if I didn't have him, it would have been absolutely shockingly awful. And obviously Digne benched him, didn't really see a 0-0. You know, I'm sort of wanting Liverpool attack to do well with obviously their double attack.
Yeah.
And so I benched Digne, didn't think there'd be a clean sheet there. And 7 points, you know, 40 points or 39 would have been respectable-ish, but yeah, didn't happen, so never mind.
Picked up a damn bonus point, didn't he?
He did.
The cretin, of all things, just our first sub as well. I fared pretty similarly, really. 35 points, so 5 below the average. I think I dropped about 18k places, so yeah, not a great game week. I didn't make a transfer. I saved it, and I think the most irritating news of the week was no goalkeeper again. So I've been burned by goalies a lot this season. I know they're cheap, so I really shouldn't be expecting many points from them. But yeah, Gaeta being dropped in favour of Hennessy.
It was a strange drop.
Yeah, strange drop. So give my thoughts on it a bit later. But captaincy wise, you and I both went Pogba, and it was a good decision up until the moment he struck the penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he was on for 3 points.
Yeah, Rashford got the assist as well for the penalty. I mean, if that had gone in, I would have had a great score, because a lot of people have been ditching Rashford and Pogba as well in time for the blanks. So yeah, I mean, Pogba, I've captained him twice in the space of 2 weeks for -2, because I captained him in Champions League as well, where he got the red card. So he's been the villain for me twice in a row, and oh man, I thought I'd learned, but.
Are you going to captain him this week, just so I know not to?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
no.
Good, that's all right.
But I do fancy him. I still love the guy. So.
I still love the guy as well. He was happy last night.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a horror show in defence as well, again, because, well, apart from Trent and Robertson have been fantastic for me, as have most of the Liverpool defenders. I had Pereira picking up another 0-pointer, Alonso not even in the squad for the Chelsea game, and Doherty, after the rumours started circulating that Nuno was going to freshen up the team, he was one of the ones that got sacrificed. So 1 point from those 3 was a bit irritating, really. And Pereira's really sort of failed to kick on a little bit. He's had 3 decent fixtures in a week, and he's got 2 points. And, really poor.
I bought in Chilwell, didn't I, in the end? And I think he passed the eye test for sure. He looked better than Ricardo did, to be honest. Yeah, and he doesn't seem to get yellows like Ricardo does, or Pereira. So hopefully Chilwell can continue being as good, if not better.
The fixtures, haven't they? And it's Brennan's first league game at home on I think it's Saturday this week, so yeah, we'll be able to see that firsthand.
Yep.
Cool. All right, FPL Cougars League review. I want to shout out once again to Shannon and her team, Shannononymous. Every week. I know, Kieran, she's just slaying it. She scored more points than anyone else in the top 50 of our league, and she was already top of the league. She had 61 points this game week, so 21 points above average. Crazy. Hazard captain. She had Vardy and Higuain up front. Declan Rice with that big pointer. So yeah, huge. She's up to 14th overall in the game now. So yeah,
Love
crazy.
it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, she dropped off a little bit recently, but that game week has just shot her right back up. So yeah, well done. Do you want to round up the Cougars Cup pick and see how? Because what was the score last time out? It was 10-5.
Yeah, I was in the lead 10 points, and you were on 5 points. So yeah, we decided for the Cougar Cub picks as well. We're gonna choose definite differentials. Have to be under 50% ownership, and obviously Chris's pick from last week, Kane, is
Good
under
pick.
15%. So I was kind of thinking, oh wow, he's not under 50%, is he? But yeah, no, he was. And at home to Arsenal, got him 7 points. I think there's a bonus in there. I think it is. And
bonus.
then I said Glenn Murray at home to Huddersfield, and guess what he ended up on?
I think he got 1. Did he get 1
Big
or
fat
0?
0.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh.
yellow card as well. And
Why did he get 0? Did he get sub before 60? Did he?
he must have done. Yeah,
I
I
missed
checked
that.
earlier, and it was 0 points. So that's frustrating. So total now you're on 12. You've taken the lead by 2 points, and I'm still on 10. So yeah, going into next week or this week, all to play for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. And I've got a good one again this week. I'll tell you now.
I think I do.
All right, I'll tell you my position of my player now, and I'll give you some thoughts to think about it. I've picked a defender this week.
Okay. So it's definitely not the player I've picked. I've gone midfield.
Okay.
I think this week is actually quite tough to pick one. I thought.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll get to that later as we do our roundup. So let's start with the midday fixture on Saturday, which is Crystal Palace against Brighton. It's a derby. I don't quite know the history behind the derby here, but it's considered a derby by both sets of fans.
Really?
And yeah, it is. Yeah,
Weird.
I should look into that, but yeah, it is a derby. And my first question is: do we think Gaeta's going to come back in? I don't know. I was reading a lot of the Palace forums, so for anyone who's a Gaeta owner like me, it seems like the general consensus was that Hennessy is a bigger presence and would have dealt with Burnley's attackers better than Gaeta could, which seems a bit stupid to me because surely he's your best goalie for every situation. So if that was to be the case, that'd be an unusual one. So yeah, irritating.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I think Guaita's a big, demanding goalkeeper, so I don't know where that's come from. But sure.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just keep him in this week just to see how it goes. But yeah, strange one.
So you're going to risk 10 men again?
Because I'm going to make a goalie transfer this week.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Burrock's coming in for
right, fair enough.
Button, the excitement.
Well, he'll probably get dropped this week as well.
Oh, Kieran.
Imagine.
No. I'd hate it. But yeah, Wambi, we've both got rid of him, haven't we? Roy ruled him out like a week ago, and he came back in. He got 5 points on his return, it's just 3 more than Pereira's got in the 3 games he's had. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing we missed out on Wambi coming back so quick, and he's up to 4-5 now.
I'm not that worried about it. I don't really regret that transfer still. It's only his second assist all season, so it's not like he's going to be getting them very often. Obviously, he gets clean sheets, but they're blanking, and both the 31 and 33. I think 33 as well. And so I don't really regret it. I made a move for Lascelles, and he paid off for 2 weeks in a row, so all good.
Yeah, no, I think you did well with Lascelles. So, and I've been minded to pronounce his name a bit better. So yeah, Lascelles. Is there anyone you're looking at on this game? I know
personally,
both teams
no.
got blank.
But someone to talk about is Zaha. His form has been really good lately. 4 in 4 games now, I think it is, 4 goals. And confidence player, and is confident at the moment. And this Brighton fixture looks like he could definitely do well. And having said that, I probably should have picked him for my Cougar Cub pick. But I think he'll do well. And Schlupp has obviously looked pretty good as well in that out position defender, getting assists and stuff like that. So yeah, Palace look good at the moment, and I think Brighton may struggle here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they've lost 5 of their last 6 away games, considered at least 2 in all of those. And like you say about Schlupp, I really like him at the moment. Played 90 minutes in the last 5, 3 goals and 1 assist, and he's only owned by 3.4%, so he's a bit of a mega differential. And after the blank in 31, they have Huddersfield at home. So I think if you were going to bring in a Palace player, if you've got a luxury transfer free, you're looking to get a defender out for Schlupp.
Yep.
Well, sorry, if you're looking to get a defender out, Schlupp would be near the top of the list.
Maybe even if you're free hitting for the doubles in that week, maybe he could
Yeah.
be a single game week player. Like,
Yeah.
because it's such a good fixture and he's in
Exactly.
form.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Cool. All right. I just wanted to say before we move on really quickly about Batlad, Batshuayi. I noticed that he's already got more points than Benteke for this season. He's played 200 minutes less, so I feel a bit sorry for Benteke because I think he can be a good striker, but he's just had a rotten time at Palace. And Batshuayi. It would be good if he stays next season because I think he could be a good third striker pick for Palace.
I mean, I don't really think he will. I think he aims
think he
higher
might,
than
yeah.
Palace for a permanent club, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he does, because that would be nice.
Yeah. Cool. All right. 3:00. We got Cardiff, who are in absolutely rotten form at the moment, and they're playing West Ham. They've lost last 3 games, Cardiff, on the bounce, and they've conceded 8 in that time. Do you think Felipe Anderson is going to score in this game, Kieran?
No.
Oh,
Sorry. I think he has a good chance, but he's had like one shot in something like 4 or 5, 6, maybe 6 game weeks, I think it was, I
Yeah,
read on Twitter.
yep.
So obviously that's pretty damn poor. I would assume, like, if we know about it, then Pellegrini and, you know, the West Ham coaching staff know about it. So they're probably going to be telling him, like, you know, get some more shots in or something. But yeah, I don't know. I like my boy Lanzini. Like I've been mentioning him for ages. I'm very tempted on a punt for him. He's 0.1% owned now, and that's a major differential. I mean, the only caveat to him is he's 6.4. I think it's maybe slightly expensive for a punt.
Yeah. For a player that's been out so long.
Yeah, but he played 90 minutes, and you know, they said that he came through it with no problems at all, so he should be good to go from now on. And he put in a man of the match performance, apparently. That's what I've read from West Ham supporters anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like him, and that Cardiff fixture is great, and the 31 fixture is Huddersfield at home, and that's just as
Another
great,
good
isn't
one
it?
as well.
So
yeah.
Their next 3 I think are probably the best out of any teams at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And then maybe Bournemouth just after. But yeah, I like their chances.
I'm a little bit irritated with myself that I overpaid for Anderson when Snodgrass is there for 5 million, doing the business, getting 90 minutes. He's got 2 assists in 2, and it seems like he's more at the moment with the way they're playing without Arnautovic up there. He's more crucial for getting the ball into players like Hernandez. So yeah, a bit irritated. I went with the pricier option, thinking it was going to be a better option there. But Anderson's had 1 return in 6, which is the same as Mo Salah.
Right, okay, yeah.
So, Kieran, what I'm saying is he's going to explode this weekend.
Yeah, he could easily do it. We've seen it before, haven't we? So
Yeah.
he's just been a bit off the boil, and form can come back and like that, can't it?
Yeah. Should also mention before we move on that Balbuena came back in training for West Ham in the week. I think he played in the reserves team.
Yeah.
So it could be one to watch as they get closer to the season, because I think their defence was a little better at the start of the season or when he's been in it. So yeah, one to keep an eye out on.
Yeah,
An
agree.
eye out on? An
Yeah.
eye out for.
That was a source of points for people this weekend who had Fabianski, because obviously he is he looks to be the standout keeper now for the Blanks with their fixtures, and yeah, I would like to get him in as soon as possible, really. But as if I want a keeper, that's the only thing, because I might just be going with 9/10 players, and a keeper might not be essential. So
Yeah, agree. Fabianski looking good, and that clean sheet boosting his prospects for sure. So another 3:00 game, Huddersfield against Bournemouth. This is a start of a great run, isn't it, now for Bournemouth?
yeah,
I think they play one of the top 6, which is Spurs at home until the end of the season. So Borek, someone who I mentioned earlier, I've had my eye on him for a bit. It looks like he's holding his place down in the team. I don't know how, because every time I see Bournemouth highlights, he is looking woeful. Like you said, that shot Aguero, that lob Aguero had on him, like in the game last weekend. I know he made a ton of saves, but I mean, how he's trying to get lobbed and Borek's like wobbling back, trying to fall over and save it. Just it fills me with worry. But he's 3.9 and he's starting.
I think he's 4 now, as far as I know. But
Oh, is he?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
afraid
Well,
so.
still, he's the same price as Button, and if he's playing, then he's a low risk transfer for a player who's just going to sit there and maybe get a point or 2. In the next couple of game weeks. Although he might get a good clean sheet against Huddersfield.
probable.
You were talking about King in the week.
Yeah, I'm less. I don't know, less up for him now. I think because Wilson's been back in training for I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks now. He obviously hasn't started or been in the side yet, but I think this is probably one he may come back for. May not start, but yeah, I think King's minutes are gonna get reduced coming towards these blanks, and that's not what we want when we're bringing someone in. We want them to be nailed on to play this game, and so I think Wilson could be a punt if you want to bring him in early, maybe. I think he's like 10 point something ownership now. I had it written down here earlier. 10% owned, and 6.3 million, which is 0.1 cheaper than King, and he should play because he's obviously had loads of rest. King has played all the minutes since Wilson's been out, and he's gonna get a rest as soon as he's back, isn't he? They did play together when they were both playing, when they were both fit. So I think he will still play games, but Wilson is perfectly capable of playing without King. So something to be afraid of, I suppose, if you're buying King. And then obviously there's Fraser or Brooks conundrum as well. What do you think about those two?
Well, I noticed that Fraser's played every game, I think, since game week 21, and he hasn't returned. So that's like 8 game weeks on the spin. Yeah. He's playing 90 minutes. So that's a bit of a worry. Whereas Brooks, the last time out before getting injured, I think it was that Chelsea game, I think he scored a goal in that game or 2, but he's had 6 goal involvements in the last 7 games he's played. So when he's been playing, I think he's looked a more attacking threat than Fraser. So if he comes back in again and looks sharp against Huddersfield this weekend, he is another great option. Sort of similar price bracket to Snodgrass we mentioned before.
Yep.
Who's either going to be a good 4th midfielder or maybe even 5th midfielder who's going to play 90 minutes sort of week in, week out towards the end of the season, where then got a good run of fixtures. So I think, I quite like Brooks more than Fraser now, despite having Fraser at the start of the season.
I mean, Fraser's probably more nailed on, and he's on set pieces. Yeah. Pretty much all set pieces, corners, free kicks. Yeah. So there's an extra avenue of possible returns with Fraser. Yeah. But does that equal, I think it's
not necessarily
1.1 million more?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not sure.
So. I quite like that they've just recently given his contract as well extension.
Hey, Brooks.
They've quite a big deal about that. So I think if they've got these, what I would consider easier fixtures until the end of the season, it's likely Bournemouth are going to stay up now. I think they're going to sort of want to go out on a high and get as high up the table as they can, play some nice attacking football. And I think Brooks is going to be key to that.
I mean, what about Brooks versus Lanzini then? Is that 1.4 million too much compared to Brooks?
It's got to be Brooks. Yeah, it's got to be Brooks.
So those fixtures, I think, are just slightly better for West Ham.
Oh man, they both. To be fair, they both got really good fixtures, but I put the money over it. If I had a chance to repick Philippe Anderson, I think it seems like a bit of a wasted transfer to get rid of him ahead of 31 and 33 now. Mm-hmm. I would 100% got Brooks over any West Ham or Bournemouth mid in there.
Fair enough.
Good. Would you have not?
No, I think so. I mean, obviously Brooks was injured, wasn't he? But he's been a regret. Sorry for me not owning him so far this season. So I would like to get on the Brooks wagon.
It just feels like a good option around that 5 million price. So yeah. Cool. All right. Well, another player who's around the 5 million price is your boy Chilwell, and he plays at 3:00 against Fulham at home.
Yep.
Are you feeling a clean sheet here?
I don't know if I am, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to worry.
Not too confident on the clean sheet side of things. But maybe they'll surprise us and keep a clean sheet when we least expect it, and they downtrod us so much.
They did, yeah.
that they surprised us with a clean sheet. Hopefully. I can only hope. And then he looks quite good going forward. That is the level
of confidence right now.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I don't know why I got roped into a Leicester defender, I think. But the rest of the defence is for like 31 and 33 are just as bad. And I've already got Lascelles, who looked okay, and I didn't want to double up on them. Yeah. And couldn't afford Chelsea. So, Chilwell was the best of that bad bunch, I guess. Maybe, hopeful. If you can get a return going forward, that'd be nice. Yeah.
I'm just thinking they've had a week and a bit with Brendan now. It's been the first home game. I can see him really this week been working on team shape and players and who he wants to play where. It seemed like he was trying to build something last week with a 3-5-2 because Chilwell and Pereira playing wing backs, weren't they?
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see how that develops at home against a poor Fulham side I think have conceded 2 goals at least in their last 9 away games. So I think there's goals in this one for Fulham. For Leicester. But it's just how well they can sort of keep Fulham out the other end.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that 3-5-2, I mean, Rodgers bringing in Morgan, like he was at fault for their goals or the goals they conceded, and Puel dropped Morgan for good reason because he's been pretty poor, and I'm not sure why Rodgers has brought him him. I think he should go back to that back four with Evans and Maguire. I'm glad they're playing wing backs, but I think Morgan is going to be a source of pain for a lot of us who've brought in their defence because he is not solid at all.
Yeah, it's a bit of he's sort of passed it a little bit, isn't he, since that epic season win in the league, but you can see why he was dropped. Is Vardy a potential captaincy option in this one? We'll talk more about the captaincy a bit later, but 2 goals in 2 and 2 bonus in both of those games against this leaky Fulham team. He's over his knock as well.
I mean, if you're around the 500 mark or something, 500k mark, then and you want a differential, then he's just as good an option as, say, Salah or Aguero, I guess, this week. Why not? The punt of that rank, I think, good choice.
Okay. Anyone stay on that one?
Just a bit sad not to own him, really. Just not had any chance to get him. But he's often doesn't do well against lesser teams. But 2-2 now against lesser teams. Maybe he's shaking that curse, I guess.
Okay. Should we move on to Newcastle Everton?
Yep.
Because I spy that your boy Luka Dean's on the bench down there.
Yeah, I haven't found anyone who I can really dump for him yet.
No.
With that lineup, I mean, possible.
What about Jimenez?
Yeah, I mean, I'll come to that. I'm thinking of transfers.
Okay.
Later, so yeah, he may still get in the lineup, but undecided at the moment. I actually fancy like a clean sheet in this game for both of them. I think it might be a 0-0.
Okay.
Just sneaky feeling that it could be quite a boring game.
I think both teams have come into this on some good form, and the fact that Newcastle have won their last 4 games at home and Everton have won their last 2 away. Yep. So, I mean, in terms of how that stacks up, I think it could be quite like you say, an even game. But I think it's going to be quite an open game actually. But I think you're probably right to leave Dean on the bench. I can't see a clean sheet for them in this one.
I don't know. That's why I think like when nobody expects it, he gets a clean sheet. Against Liverpool, he's just got that clean sheet out of nowhere. And yeah, I mean, Newcastle is not a tough fixture really.
Yeah.
And Everton should theoretically be a lot better than Newcastle. So yeah, I fancy him to do okay. Maybe even an attacking return might happen.
Yeah. A mid-price midfielder I've sort of quite liked recently seems to come back into a bit of form is Sigurdsson at Everton. He's quite expensive still. I think he's like 7.4, 7.6, something like that. He's only owned by 6%, and he's got two goals in the last away game. I could see he's played well in the derby against Liverpool last week. I could see him going on a little bit of a run now until the end of the season. It's a shame they've got some tricky fixtures because I think they play 3 of the top 6 before the end of the season, so it's not exactly a good run until the finish line. But I quite like Sigurdsson. I think he's been playing a bit better. He's passed the eye test more than he has the points test in recent weeks for me.
Yeah, probably not someone I'll bring in, and probably you won't either. But yeah, looks good at least.
He does look. Yeah, I mean, I was having a look at because I noticed against Liverpool he was getting into some good positions, and I thought I'd go back and have a look at how many shots he's been taking. And I think it's the last 6 game weeks he's been averaging over a shot and a half a game. So that's more than Sterling in the same amount of minutes, which I was quite surprised at. So he shows he's getting into those sort of positions, and yeah, I thought he looked a good pick. So yeah, keep an eye on him this weekend.
Yep.
Interesting fact about this game, may surprise you, Newcastle have had the most shots in the penalty box over the last 4 games of any team in the league. Any team in the league. What do you think that means for Rondon owners?
Well, I mean, I thought it would be a 0-0, so I don't know. That sounds like he could be in the points, doesn't it? So at home, why not? If you've got him, then you could be confident.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so the last of the 3 p.m. games on Saturday is Southampton against Spurs. Spurs through in the Champions League. Impressive performance, wasn't it? They got battered a bit first half, but it came through against Dortmund.
Clean sheets, both games, both legs. I never saw that coming. I did not bring in any of their defenders for for in the Champions League fantasy. So yeah, they continue to surprise, and Kane back with 3 goals in four games in all competitions since he's come back from injury. So he usually starts slowly or whatever after coming back from injury, and that doesn't seem to be the case now. So yeah, you would expect Kane to do fairly well here. Son, again last night in Champions League didn't look great. Or sorry, the night before, Tuesday.
Yeah,
didn't look great. Looked pretty tired still. I think he needs a rest, and the Southampton game could be the one to do it with. Apparently, Ali back in contention for this game. So yeah, it could be the right time for me to possibly sell Son.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You've not had him for long either, have you?
No, I haven't. No,
I had him for 1 goal, same as me.
I think it may be 2 actually.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just come at the sort of where he's just. I expected him to do more basically, and now that there's blanks coming, there's just other players I want to keep over him, and he's just a cash cow, unfortunately.
I mean, he has taken a bit of a hit since Kane has come back, and like you said, like the 2 goals for Kane in his last 3 and the 5 bonus to go with that. I noticed that he's obviously had no returns in that game, and he's only had 3 shots in those 3 games. So yeah, 1 shot a game for sort of a player that well priced in midfield. Yeah, it's a big ask to keep hold of him, especially when they've got these blanks coming up.
I mean, it feels like he could obviously do really well here because it's a good fixture, but Saints are much more solid lately. And it's just 1 week too soon, I guess. I don't want to get rid of him, but he has to go because I can't wait to get any more transfers for players in blanks now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, interesting tactic. All right, I'll hear more about your transfers later because we haven't really spoken about our transfer plans for this week. Although I did mention just Borok a little bit, but anyway, yes. Cool. The 5:30, the tea time game on Saturday is Man City against Watford, and I think it's the defence I've liked about Man City recently. It's 6 clean sheets in the last 8, and I think their defence keeps changing as well because Zinchenko's been in there, Laporte's been injured, Stone's been in and out, Otamendi's come back in. How do we get some of that defensive action, Keek?
Well, we probably can't until after doubles, I'd guess, or for the double.
For the double.
Yeah, I would say maybe Otamendi. He seems to be the only one that's like injury free at the moment or nailed on, and maybe Walker, but I wouldn't say he's definitely nailed.
No, definitely not. Not with Danilo coming in.
And then there's Zinchenko as well, but he's certainly not nailed. Although he has played quite a few in a row now.
Yeah, and he's listed as a mid.
Is he?
4-7 listed as a mid. Yeah, I checked out to see if I could get him in. And
see, that's a shame, isn't it? Because he's not going to get clean sheet points.
No, he's had 2 assists.
Yeah,
but in the last 3 games, but he's played 90 minutes. But yeah, I thought he might be a good viable option for the double as a little bench. As a little player, a cheaper player in there, but he's not at all.
Fair enough.
Maybe makes Edison an option. 5-6.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the most nailed on, isn't he? Out of the defence, of course. Yeah.
Do you remember it was earlier this season? They went on that crazy clean sheet run and got like 6 clean sheets in a row. And we all scrambled to get a City defender in.
Yeah.
I think it was like about the end of November time, and they just didn't get a clean sheet in like 6 or 7 weeks after that again.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully that doesn't continue. Anyone that jumps on the City defence in the next couple of weeks doesn't get burned like that.
I mean, how many clean sheets are they on in a row now?
They've got.
3?
I'm not sure how many it is in a row, but they've got 6 in the last 8.
Okay.
Well, they kept one against Chelsea, didn't they? And they kept one against Bournemouth. Have I missed any? And they kept one against Everton.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the last 3 games, I think.
Yeah, well,
and then they conceded 1 against.
I don't know.
Arsenal.
I wouldn't expect a clean sheet here against Watford, really, because I think Watford at home. Watford away. I don't know. I think Watford could do something. Deeney's looked really good at the moment. Delafeu's looked good. Jerry D. Their relationship is blossoming, isn't it? They're doing well together. And I think they're just a well managed, good team at the moment. They're just Gracia's doing a great job, and they're confident. And I think they could definitely score against City. It could be a potential banana skin. I think City will win.
Yeah.
But I think it won't be easy. It could be like a 3-1, 3-2, something like that.
They were crap against Liverpool though away, weren't they?
Who, Watford? Oh yeah. Sure. But they've had a few games since that, and they've looked good. look good again. So,
all right. Well, I'm pretty sure on the Aguero captaincy this game. He's averaged 16.3 points, average in his last 3 games, which is at home. That is incredible numbers.
I think I read a stat as well about Aguero. Like, whenever he's played at home this season, he's not blanked. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's pretty mental. But I've got written down here that I think he might get rested.
No, Kieran, don't say that. He'll get rested in a Champions League game.
No, I think the Champions League is probably, if not more important. No, they're not 3.
It's 3-2 against Schalke away.
Yeah, but Schalke proved that they could score against them, and I don't know, that you can see that it's not a walk in the park, that fixture. So I think Jesus might play this Watford game because they can do Watford with just Jesus.
Who's playing first this weekend? It is Man City, isn't it? My thinking is that Pep will want to get the win against Watford and put Liverpool 4 points behind when they kick off Sunday lunchtime against Burnley. Play his best team, get through that Saturday night, and they play Tuesday evening? I would have guessed they played Tuesday evening in Champions League.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they played Tuesday evening. At home, I just feel like that's the game they're going to switch it up. Anyway, but what do you think? Do you think Sterling will play?
Yeah, I'm not sure about Sterling either.
Not sure about Sterling either. Okay.
Yeah, I think they could both be rested.
God, Kieran, don't tempt it.
So yeah, Vice may come off Sterling for me, and I'm not sure if the C is right either at the moment. But yeah, I think if you've got Aguero, you probably would see him, captain him, wouldn't you? So yeah, I just don't have him, so that's just unfortunate.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, maybe I just don't want him to play because I'm scared.
Sterling's got a good home record as well. I think he's averaged 9.6 points in his last 3 as well. So, I mean, that's only 7 points worse than Aguero. But it's still crazy good points.
Yeah, Sterling had that great fixture last week as well. And so many people captained him, didn't he? It was just along with Aguero and everyone else that blanked. So that's why I'm hesitant to put it on Sterling. Although he would have got more points than Pogba, that's for sure.
He would have done, yeah. All right, should we jump over to Sunday? Have you got any more to say on that one?
Nope, I think that's it.
Cool. All right, well, Sunday kicks off at 12, and it's Liverpool against Burnley. And Liverpool have drawn 4 of the last 6. How do you rate their chances at the moment? What's going wrong at Liverpool?
Firmino injury, I don't think helped. Origi coming in wasn't great for them. Obviously, he did okay. But I think he doesn't do the same job as what Firmino does of just bringing Salah and Mane into play, putting through balls and decent passing between the 3 of them. So I think Firmino should be back. He came on against Everton for a bit.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, so he should be back to play. And I've got to hope that the double Liverpool attack pays off rather than double defence for once. I need them to, and hopefully I can get a green from those guys alone. I think Salah's obviously due a haul, isn't he? Because he's been crap recently. And I think he's obviously the standout captain for my team, other than maybe Sterling. So, it's just fingers crossed that Firmino can come back in and help those guys to be better. And I'm pretty sure Klopp knows that Salah's not firing, knows that Mane's been a bit mediocre, or at least against Everton. And he needs to get them firing because they're a point behind now in the race and they can't afford to drop any points.
I'd almost consider in your position that you'd captain Mane over Salah. I mean, he's got the form at home. He's scored 5 in his last 6, and I think he's only 3 goals behind Salah for the season now, and he's a bit of a differential there. Salah's 1 goal in the last 6 was that home game against Bournemouth, but Mane's got the form here.
Yeah, maybe. Mate, I was thinking about Robertson, just captaining him.
Yeah, probably much guaranteed to get a clean sheet.
Well, maybe it's not guaranteed. I think Barnes could do well, but
That's true,
No, I think it probably will be a clean sheet when at home. Like Burnley probably don't have enough.
No. Well, when I was having a look at the stats for teams who have had the most shots in the box over the last 4, and I found Newcastle were on top. Burnley are actually in the top 4 for teams. I think it's Newcastle, Leicester, Arsenal, and Burnley. So I think Liverpool are going to have a little bit of a job keeping Burnley out. But I mean, they've been so good at the back recently. The clean sheets away at 2 of their biggest rivals, United and Everton, in the last week. Big points for Van Dijk, and obviously big points for my boy, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He sat on the bench for weeks and weeks for my team, but he's now got 27 points in 2 games, so I feel sort of vindicated at was
huge,
worth looking
isn't
at
it?
that red flag for ages. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. Van Dijk's just been a beast recently as well. After that 20-point haul, it boosted his average up to 10 points per game over the last 4 game weeks. So that's pretty crazy as well.
Yep.
So double Liverpool defence. I'd had it lined up for weeks and weeks at this run. I had double Liverpool defence and sort of paying a bit of dividends. So
Yeah,
I hope
I've
it
only done
continues.
that once this season, and I think it was against Cardiff where I bought Van Dijk in for it just seemed like a luxury transfer.
Yeah.
And he didn't get the clean sheet. So I don't know. I guess I was burnt by that, and I've never managed to go back to the double defence, but I should have done clearly.
Long term, Keith.
Yeah.
Imagine how well it would have paid off.
Yeah, annoying.
Yeah. Was that a away game? It must have been, wasn't it? Or was it at home?
I think it was at home. Yeah.
Yeah, it was at home. Oh, crazy. Fair play to Cardiff. Cool. All right. Well, lots of hopes and dreams and nightmares sort of pinned on that game at lunchtime. So let's hope Liverpool please their fantasy managers with a clean sheet and a haul
Please.
for someone. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So 2 p.m. Sunday, Chelsea play Wolves at home, which I'm really looking forward to this game. Actually, it's a good Sunday of fixtures, and I think this is a good one. I think Wolves have got a good chance away at Chelsea. How do you see this one panning out?
Yeah, because I'm thinking of maybe getting rid of Jimenez. I'm hoping that Chelsea can do the job of shutting them out at home. They're pretty decent at home, and Luiz has been rested, going to come back in. They should be fairly solid after good performances recently. So yeah, my hope is that Chelsea keep a clean sheet, or maybe not a clean sheet, but Jimenez doesn't get the goals. And yeah, if I do get rid of him, my reason for Jimenez is because I think like his fixture this week is pretty poor, and then I don't think he's essential in the double. So yeah, that's my thinking.
Interesting. Why don't you think he's essential in the double?
Because of the fixtures, I don't think they're that great compared to other teams that are going to have great fixtures. And yeah, just City, Aguero, Rashford, Chelsea fixtures. Yeah, I think they're better than him.
I think you're right that Chelsea have turned it on at the right time to sort of whet people's appetites ahead of these games in 31 they've got now. Mm-hmm. They look like they picked up a bit of form from the cup final game until now.
Yep.
I think they've had 3 pretty good performances, albeit against Fulham last week. But yeah, returns for Hazard and Higuain. And Hazard looked like he was getting involved more. Had 5 shots on target against Fulham. 5 shots and 2 on target against Fulham. So yeah, he's back in doing the right things really. Do you think Alonso's going to come back into the squad for this one?
Probably, yeah.
All team?
Yeah, he seems to be playing the Premier League, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, well, I think he was just totally out of the squad, wasn't he, against Fulham? So I only assumed it was an injury picked up.
Yeah.
And I've not really read anything in the press about Alonso because it just seems like all the Chelsea fans seem to hate him at the moment. So, but he's in my team, and I'm hoping he starts this game because I don't really want to take a transfer on him ahead of the 31 fixture they've got.
Yeah, and your bench doesn't look great for fixtures either, does it?
No, exactly. No. Yeah, Chelsea away, Tottenham at home, and Man City. So yeah, and I don't think success is going to get on at all.
No.
So yeah, do you see this one being a Chelsea win then? Like you said, they've kept a clean sheet in 6 of their last 8 at home.
I think so. I think Chelsea will probably just scrape it. Maybe like a 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it'll be tight still.
Yeah.
But yeah, Higuain, I know a lot of people on Twitter have got on him already. Obviously for the blanks coming up.
Yeah.
He's 9.6 million. I think he's risen once. He's 4.2% owned, so he's huge differential.
He is, isn't he?
And he looks to be nailed on in the Premier League. Seems to not play Europa, which is fair enough, I suppose. And yeah, for a top 6 team, 4.2% owned striker.
Yeah.
Higuain's standard and quality. No brainer, right? With Hazard, pushing him good balls through and feeding him goals. Then yeah, I think he looks great, and I may get on him this week. I'm not sure. Maybe not this week because of that fixture. Wolves, I think, is fairly difficult. But yeah,
but you could use that Sun money. I could see a Sun to Bournemouth player, Jimenez to Higuain transfer happening in your team, Kieran.
I could see that too.
Okay, all right. 4:30, the big one.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah.
Super Sunday for a reason, because Man United are going down to the Emirates to play Arsenal in a repeat of that FA Cup game from about a month ago, where United slaughtered them, didn't they? Was it 3-1?
Yeah, it's pretty much a slaughter. Any Arsenal fans out there feeling bad?
Slaughtered them. But anyway, I think it'll be a closer game on Sunday. because Arsenal picked up a bit of form in the league recently. I thought they were unlucky to only draw against Spurs last week. I thought they were quite good.
Yep.
How do you see this one going? Because Lukaku's now scored 6 and 3 after the Champions League brace again last night. United just must be flying, but they've got lots of injuries, haven't they?
Sorry, I'm just trying to check the Europa League score, see how they're doing now.
Oh. Well, I'll keep...
okay. They lost 3-1 to Rennes, Arsenal.
Really? Okay.
So
what their team was like?
It was pretty much first choice, I think. Socrates got a red card, and Aubameyang started. Lacazette wasn't even in the squad. So, yeah, I don't know if Lacazette's got maybe an injury or something. I think he'd at least be on the bench, right?
Yeah, you'd think so.
But yeah, losing 3-1 to Rennes does not mean they're Ron, or I don't know how you pronounce that in French.
Yeah, I think it's Ron.
So, yeah, that's not putting them in good form coming into this. But their home form is pretty good, usually. And Socrates, obviously that red card will be nailed on to play, in the league now.
Yeah.
And he looks much more solid when he's playing, at least. And then obviously United, we're both United fans. We're buzzing off last night. Fantastic win for United, that comeback. And I think, the whole squad will be bloody confident, won't they?
They will.
They'll be buzzing as well. So Rashford with that penalty. Lukaku scoring goals for fun at the moment. They both played up front, which was nice. He wasn't forced onto the wing. So Rashford maybe just slightly behind Lukaku, but I think that's still good. And Pogba would be keen to get back in and, smash Arsenal again.
I think Pogba's going to come back in for Fred, I would have thought, although Fred and Pereira both played really well, I think, last night. So that's a tough call. But otherwise, I think the team will be much the same. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dallo get in the team somewhere as well.
Yeah,
a bit of width.
Hopefully he doesn't play the DM next to McTominay. Hopefully he's slightly further forward. So, yeah, I am fairly confident, I think. I think hopefully Rashford's returns can come back because he's maybe a slight differential now.
Yeah, I think he is. And his form's been good in away games in the league. I had a look back over his recent sort of away games, and he's actually averaged 8.6 points in the last 3 away games. So that's pretty good. I think it goes back to the Newcastle game. So it's a little while ago now, but it shows that when he started, I think the only game he's missed recently is the Fulham away game. So yeah, I think when he started, he's looked good, and he's obviously going to help United's prospects on. I would imagine they'll sit in deep like they did away against Spurs and against Arsenal in the FA Cup and try and hit him on the break. And I think Rashford's going to be crucial to that. So yeah, I could see some Rashford returns here. Yeah,
do you fancy United to maybe win then, or at least get the points?
I actually think I don't think they'll win. Actually, I think it'll be a draw. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling about it. I just feel like it's going to be Arsenal going to be really, really up for it, and they know how crucial it is for the top 4. Yeah, I could see it being a score draw. Yeah, I think Lacazette is the one to watch out for at the moment against Aubameyang. He's got 6 goals in 9 now, Lacazette, in the league, and I think it's nearly 5 points per game. And Aubameyang's only got 2 goals in 9. So yeah, Lacazette's really sort of pulling away at this stage of the season as being Arsenal's main striker.
Well, fair enough. Well, I just got to be confident that Pogba's going to put the 3 ball to Rashford then.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, Arsenal's form is good at home. I think they've won their last 8 at home in the league. So yeah, it's going to be different to the FA Cup game, that's for sure. And
yeah, I want to keep them both just because value, and I'll bench them for 31. Just have them in my squad for 32 on the free hit already, and I don't have to buy them in and lose like 0.5 on both of them. There's a whole million swing if I get rid of either one of them. So Rashford be part of a front 3, I think, in free hit 32. So yeah, all good.
That is good. That is all good. In fact, you've segued so nicely, Kieran, because you were talking about free hit 32, and now we're going to talk about our chip strategy. So we've mentioned it a few times on previous shows that we're going to do a separate show about it, but the Game Week 31 is it's just over a week away now, and we've still not had confirmation for these Game Week 32 double fixtures.
I was going to ask you that. I was just like, we've not heard anything yet, have we?
No, we haven't. So I'm still a bit loath to sort of do a separate show in case it all changes and the Premier League just screw everyone. But going into Game Week 30, based on what we think will happen, thanks to people like Ben Krellin on Twitter. If you're not following him, he's a great source of information. It's just at Ben Krellin, Crelin. He does the research. He crunches the numbers. He looks at the facts. He makes spreadsheets. He shares spreadsheets. He charges for spreadsheets. Don't pay for them. Anyway, let's talk about our plans for the next sort of 4 or 5 game weeks. Do you want to start and just say what you're thinking of doing, and maybe it'll give our listeners some advice or ideas and try and make it as simple as possible, really, because that's what I need to do too.
So my idea was, because I've still got the free hit, was to build for 31 and 33 and just get players that play in both the blanks. So yeah, get a squad of at least 8 to 9 players, something like that, with just free transfers, maybe one hit if I want to get to 10. Because a hit and a blank is basically a -2, because if they turn up, it's just two appearance points, and so hits are minimized in blanks and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to go too crazy, so it's gonna be 9 or 10 players, and then just bench a few of my players like Pogba, Rashford, maybe Jimenez if I want to keep him, and then come into 32 for a free hit. Get all the teams with good fixtures. Man United obviously got their double confirmed. When we hear something, it'll probably be City with a double, probably Chelsea with a double. There's a few other teams, but City and Chelsea fixtures and United fixtures look crazy good.
They do,
in those doubles. So it's a perfect opportunity to use a free hit and get all those players in, and hopefully get huge hauls. And then 33. After the 32, I should have 9 already. Back to my normal team. 9 already, and then could possibly do another hit to get a full 11. Which again would just be a -2 really. And then 34, I would probably wildcard.
So you'd wildcard pre-34.
Yes, for 34. And then in prep for 35, where I'll use my bench boost. Which will be another double game week. So the rest of the teams that have blanked it because of FA Cups or whatever, they'll be playing then. And I think it's a slightly due to be a. Was it going to be the big one or the small one? I can't remember. It was
meant to be the bigger one.
The bigger one.
We're still not 100% sure. Really.
Yeah. So we still don't know, but that will probably be the bench boost. And then I've got triple captain to use somewhere, which I'm not sure
35.
about, but. There's a few. It's probably going to be a single game week one, because there doesn't seem to be a double game week for me to use it. I mean, apparently there might be a small double game week in 36, so that's something to keep an eye on. But if you have already used your free hit, maybe use triple captain in 31 or something like that, or 32, so you're making up for not having 9, 10, 11 players. There's Salah in 31, Fulham away. 36, he's got Huddersfield at home, so there is decent fixtures for a single game week triple captain, which a lot of us are probably going to have to do. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
I think that's the optimum strategy for everyone, or for people that have got all their chips, and I was going to recommend exactly the same thing really. So like you say, build for 31 and 33, free hit in 32, and then wildcard 34, and bench boost or triple captain in 35. I'm a little bit different because I've used my free hit already, so I'm following much the same pattern. So rather than free hitting in 32 like a lot of people, I'll be playing my triple captain then. And I'll be triple captaining either a Man City player, a Chelsea player, or a Man United player for hopefully like 100 points easily. I'm joking. I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's a little bit more tricky for not having that 3 hit in 32, because I've got to maintain my squad for those extra 2 weeks. So whilst I'd like to have a lot of players in 31 and 33, I've got to be mindful that the players, I've got to have a good balance, so I don't have to take too many hits in between those game weeks. But
you're probably going to have 6 blanks, maybe like 6 doubles.
I think I'll have 6, something like that. 6 or 7 in the blanks, and then flip it round. I've just got to sort out my bench a little bit this week. I'm pleased I managed to save a transfer, and I'm going to probably going to save only make 1 this week, so I'll have 2 to spend, and then keep 2 to spend all the time, and make some 4 points if I need to. So I think I'm in a fairly good position at the moment, but it can all change.
And I think it's pretty nailed on that the doubles are going to be in 32 and 35, because they're the only time where there isn't like international break or European fixtures midweek. So that seems to be like the only place they can do it, and I'm not sure why they're waiting to confirm them. To be honest, we're just waiting. Really, we're just waiting to confirm. But maybe they'll put a few more to 35 than we're expecting, and it might not be as great a free hit at 32 as we're thinking. So things may completely change still. If it's a less players for 32 in a double, then free hit might not be optimal there, and I might be a little bit screwed. Who knows?
I did read a rumour on Twitter that the likelihood of them announcing the doubles in 32 might not actually be announced until after the Game Week 31 deadline has passed, if that makes sense. So most people will only have 1 week to prepare for this free hit thing, like it only being official, if that makes sense. So people that haven't really looked into it or know sort of behind the scenes that what could happen might get a little bit screwed. And
that seems strange because apparently the Premier League are supposed to give fans 2 weeks notice before games get scheduled, so that they can obviously fill the stadiums.
But I suppose that wouldn't be quite 2 weeks. It might just be 10 days, mightn't it? Because I imagine they'll play midweek games in the doubles.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't really have anything much else to add on my strategy because I think it's just going to take shape over the next few weeks. But yeah, for now, that's my general plan, really.
Yeah, I think it's what's all over Twitter. You'll probably find a billion people on there talking about the most obvious way, which is what I'm going, which just seems like the right strategy because you're building, one team or one build for 31 will cover 33 as well. So, seems good.
Seems good indeed. Cool. All right. Let's move on to the Cougar Cub Pick, shall we? And round up with our captaincy and transfers and clean sheets and all that fun good stuff.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I think it'd be quite fun if you try and guess my Cougar Cub pick, and I'll try and guess yours because I've got a sneaky feeling who yours is now.
Do you? Okay. Well, you said yours is a defender.
Yeah. We've talked about him. If that helps, we talked about him tonight.
I have no idea. What? Like a top 16?
No. Bottom 6 team. I don't know.
Harry Maguire. I have no idea.
Nah, it's not Harry Maguire.
No. Okay, go on then.
It's Jeff Schlupp.
Okay.
Jeff Schlupp.
Right.
Crystal Palace. Schlupp. Yeah.
Like it.
Thanks. So that's that one. I guess you picked Lanzini or Brooks.
No, neither. Sorry.
Who is it?
Okay, it's a City player.
I'm
going for Bernardo Silva.
Okay. All right.
He's 7.8%.
Is he?
Yeah, owned. And I think with KDB pulling his hamstring or whatever it was out, he should be nailed on. And yeah, Watford at home, good fixture. Bernardo.
God, you did well not to mention that when we did the little preview.
Yeah,
I might have picked up on it. I might have thought, might have set my Bernardo radar off. I thought, hang on a minute.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like him as a player. I like watching him. So yeah, let's get behind him.
He is good, isn't he? Well, let's not get behind him. No, how many points in my head? 2.
Yeah, 2.
Oh, so Schlupp really needs some. Okay, all right. It's going to be a close one. This is going to come down to the end of the season. I can feel it. Eight game weeks. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's gone quickly.
It has gone quickly. I got okay, cool. All right, so let's move on to the captaincy plans, transfers, and clean sheets. Okay, so we talked about it a little bit before that Salah's got the armband for you at the moment. That is based on faith rather than form, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Just the higher owned and more expensive guy at the moment compared to Mane. I've been thinking about Robertson. I didn't really think about Mane, but yeah, maybe I will. So it's between a Liverpool player, basically. And maybe if I get in Higuain, maybe I'll go that way.
I think Salah's stats are just crazy good, but he's just not been converting these underlying stats. He's had 18 goal attempts in his last 5 game weeks, and 10 goal attempts, or 10 of those have been inside the box. So, I mean, the numbers are there that he's getting in the right positions, and you saw against Everton, he could have had a haul in that game. He's just slipping and sliding a bit out of form and looks a bit out of sorts. I'm not quite confident at the moment, but yeah, maybe he needs this game, another home game. I'm always a bit funny about lunchtime kickoffs, and it's an early one as well. It's a midday one. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, but Sunday. I think if it's Saturday, first game on Saturday, you're just like, oh crap, if my captain doesn't do anything, I'm already behind. But on the Sunday, a day's already gone. You're probably thinking, yeah, sure.
Give me whatever you got.
Yeah.
Well, I think Aguero is the main man to rival the Salah captaincy. You're a bit worried about this rest. But I think that he'll get another 60 minutes in this one. Jesus will come on and he'll probably play a little bit against Schalke. But I was having a look at the form for City. So they've scored 18 goals in their last 5 matches against Watford, which is crazy numbers. And of those 18, Aguero scored 7 and assisted 2. So he seems to like playing against them, which bodes well. And as well as his form at City, like we talked about earlier, he's not blank there this season, and he's had 20 goal attempts in the last 5 game weeks. 15 of those in the box. I think it's just, the stats are there. The underlying numbers are there. I mean, the underlying numbers are there for both of them, to be honest, but I feel more confident.
This is the game that he blanks at the Etihad.
What? Against Watford?
Yeah.
They're nothing.
I hope so. It's just hope. And yeah, he can't go all season without blanking at home, surely.
No. I think Sterling is almost as good an option as Aguero this week. Again, I talked about Sterling last week, thinking he was a better option than Aguero, but he's had more penalty touches than Aguero in the last 4. He's only had 3 less shots in the box in the last 4, so I think Sterling's numbers are up there. I'd leave the vice captaincy on him if I were you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly worried by Mahrez because I think he looked quite good when he came in. Who was it against? Was it West Ham? Yeah, no,
Bournemouth last week.
Yeah, the 1-0 game. Yeah, so yeah, I think Mahrez is a slight worry for possible minutes, but maybe Sterling could go to the left. But I don't like him as much on the left, so I'd like to see Sane start with Sterling on the right. So that'd be good for me.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I could see that happening. Vardy as the differential pick we mentioned earlier. Fulham's woeful defence coupled with Vardy's 2 goals and 2. I think he could be a good differential captain.
Or Higuain.
Or Higuain. Yeah. But I think Wolves' defence is a little bit better.
Yeah, true.
I think they're going to make it tough for Chelsea.
A little bit better. Quite a lot better than
Quite a lot better, yeah. Quite a lot better. All right. Clean sheets. What have you got for me?
I think it's pretty hard this week, but I went with Everton randomly.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Everton, okay. Because you said that they were going to be 0-0, didn't you?
Yeah. And then the obvious Liverpool, but yeah, I'm not going to bother saying that.
No. Well, I kind of fancy a Crystal Palace clean sheet this week against Brighton in the derby. So I'm hoping my man Jeff gets a goal and a clean sheet to get like 15 points or so. Really give me that boost up the Cougars Cub League rankings. I'll tell you who's not going to get a clean sheet this week, Kieran. Watford. Lose 5-0. I think Burnley aren't going to get a clean sheet
5 from Sterling.
So 5 from... No, it'd be Aguero that scores 5 if anyone.
What if Aguero gets all the assists? Does that happen?
Well, it's still points. Yeah. Still points. Still points. Cool. Have we got anything else to add on to wrap up?
Transfers.
Oh my gosh, I
doing
nearly forgot.
Button to Boric.
I am doing Button to Boric, the most boring transfer.
Anything else?
No, because I'm going to hold my breath on Alonso and see if he plays. If not, Doherty's going to come on and score. Otherwise, I think the rest of my team are going to start. So, yeah. I'm going to hold on the transfer, ready for 31.
Yep,
so let's hear your plans then.
It's either Son out, Jimenez out, or Rashford out. I kind of want to keep Rashford just for United. I want to keep him. Like I said, Jimenez I don't think is essential in the double, so I think it's going to be Son and Jimenez that end up going. And who in, I'm really not sure at the moment. I do want to get some Chelsea cover, but I think Sterling is going to go for Hazard on the eve of 31 anyway, and then Sterling will come back in after the blanks.
Oh, flip-floppy.
Well, there's just, why not? Because Hazard's playing the blanks and Sterling isn't. So,
yeah, true.
And there's only 0.1. I think I don't lose any value in Sterling, and I'll just bring him back on the free hit, assuming I want him. So, I think Son and Jimenez are the ones to go. But who for, I'm really not sure at the moment.
So you're going to get rid of them both this week?
Yeah, I've got 2 free transfers, so yes. Because I'm only on, I think it is 1, 2, 3, 6 players in the blank at the moment.
It's just Son away against Southampton.
Well, if I do Jimenez this week, I've got nothing to go for. Jimenez doesn't give me any money for anything. So, you know what I mean? Like, I have to do them both at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, man. What a tricky one. I'd almost be tempted to leave it, but I wouldn't want to burn that transfer.
Yeah, can't do... I mean, I could do Foster to Fabianski, but
Yeah.
But nah, I don't fancy Salah at the moment. I don't think Jimenez will do enough.
Okay. You want some excitement in your life by the sound of it. You're going balls out on this one.
I can't be wasting my time. Like I said, like Fabianski, I don't think is essential. Or like I don't think. Well, no, I would like him, but I don't think a keeper is essential in the blank. If I'm only going for 9/10 players, the keeper is the one player I don't care about having.
Okay. All right.
So
interesting. All right. Well. Whoa. So we could be coming in. We could be coming in next week with you having one free transfer heading into 31, and how many 31 players?
If I do Son and Jimenez out this week, I'll have 8.
Ooh, okay.
So I can get to 9 with no hits.
Blimey, guys. Kieran. Okay. It's taking me by shock, that idea a little bit, but let's see how it plays
why.
out.
Son's completely out of form, and Jimenez got a tough fixture.
Yeah, okay. All right. I kind of agree.
What are you worried by?
I just feel like it's... I don't know. Maybe people don't agree with me in the chat. I just feel like Jimenez has got that... I suppose you're free hitting, aren't you? I've got to keep thinking about that. So I'm thinking probably too much long term, really, because that's my mindset. Whereas you're thinking, right, you can plan and then you know what you're doing. So yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, it might change. You like to sway my mind a lot, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, all right. I think that wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that one. A little bit shorter than our normal episodes, but a bit longer than our captaincy one. So somewhere in the middle. Feels good.
Good.
Feels good. All right. So we'll be back next week with our Game Week 31 blank previews. There'll be less to talk about in terms of teams, but I'm sure there'll be lots to talk about in terms of action. So thanks for joining us. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please get them to us on our Twitter account, which is at FPL Cougars, or leave a comment on the video below. If you're leaving a comment on the video below, please subscribe. We'd love to have you with us. You get notifications when we post a new video. And it's just great to be part of a club, isn't it? Just be with us. And we can make it work. Cool. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, and we're also on Spotify Podcasts. Cool. All right. I think that's everything. So until next time, it's goodbye from me.
Cheers. Good luck.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.